Hey everyone, welcome back to Chocolate and Spice, Two Brown Women Talk. Today is just me, Nidhi, the younger, the chattier, the extroverted sister. And today I'm doing a solo episode about something that has a huge impact on how I eat, move, and understand my body: continuous glucose monitoring. So whether you've ever thought, should I eat healthy, or wondered, why do I crash after certain meals, this episode is for you. Quick note before we go on: this is not sponsored video. I wasn't paid by any brand or Signos. I have no affiliation to them. I bought the device. This is a device. I bought the device and subscription with my own money, and I'm sharing my experience simply because it's been very helpful for me. And I know a lot of you have been trying to understand your health better, so I just wanted to share my experience. So let's rewind to about 10 months ago. I got my annual labs done and I saw my glucose was borderline. So my hemoglobin A1C and my glucose sugar levels were in the acceptable range, but it was certainly higher than I would have liked. So not diabetic, but not optimal either. I do have a family history of diabetes. I had gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. So I have all the markers to have diabetes, and I'm certainly on a higher risk. So for me, this wasn't just about numbers, it was more about taking proactive control of my health before things just spiraled. That's when I found the brand called Signos. It's a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, that gives me real time data on how my body responds to food. I was curious, maybe even obsessed with understanding what's happening inside of me after I eat. So let's break it down. Let's talk about this CGM. So if you're not on YouTube or Spotify, I suggest maybe just go and check out, because I'm going to show how I actually put this on my arm. So Signos, I love Signos because it's not just an app or fancy food journal. It is a metabolic health tool that combines CGM with AI insights just tailored for my needs. It sends the data to my phone via the app, and I get real time glucose reading 24/7. Signos actually uses a Dexcom G7 sensor. That's actually the medical grade used by people who have diabetes and they manage the sugar level. Now, when you hear sensor, you might be picturing something huge or painful. It's not. It's really small round patch that goes on the back of your upper arm. Inside the patch, there is a tiny filament, like a flexible filament, that is really, really like a thin hair, not even a needle, and that filament just goes under your skin. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this for the first time, I was nervous, but honestly, it doesn't hurt. It's really quick one-time applicator, but once it's on, I just forget about it. It's just there, it stays in place, doesn't move, it's well protected, and it stays there for 10 days. So I'm gonna show you really quick how I apply it. So this is how I get it in a box. I just open it up, there is a button, and I've already cleaned my arm. I'm gonna put it here, and one, two, three. That's it. See, easy peasy. Didn't hurt. It's right there. So what it does is it collects real-time glucose data every 5 minutes, and then in the Signos app, I'm able to see what kind of food that causes spikes, how when my levels are crashing. It even gives me suggestion on how to reduce the spike. So instead of guessing what works for my body, I can actually see what's going on in a graph, in a real-time data. So I'm able to set alerts, and I'm able to see the spikes, and I'll show some graphs on what it actually looks like. So let's take a minute to also talk about basics. What is glucose? So glucose in our body is the main source of energy. So every time we eat a banana or a brownie, the body breaks that down into glucose. Insulin is a hormone that helps our cells absorb that glucose. So it acts like a body's doorman for glucose. So for my body, if I eat too many fast digesting carbs, such as McDonald's, Chipotle, Taco Bell, I have glucose spikes. My body just scrambles to pump out insulin. But if it happens too often, is when the concept of insulin resistance come into play. And that is what causes type 2 diabetes, and in some cases also causes hypertension and stroke. So my goal is to have the whole glucose in a very healthy, stable range. My optimal range is 70 to 120 milligrams per deciliter. And that is when my body functions the best. I feel steady, I don't feel sluggish, I don't feel hangry. And when I say milligrams per deciliter, it's just a unit that is used by doctors to measure how much glucose or sugar is in your blood. So when I say 70 milligram per deciliter, it means that there is 70 milligrams of glucose in every deciliter of blood. And the lower the number means lower the sugar level in your body. So just to give you an idea of the range for non-diabetic people, 1 to 2 hours after having a meal, the range is less than 140. Again, everybody gets a spike after you eat. That is natural. That is how the body operates. But what range you fall into is what makes a big difference. For pre-diabetic, post-meal, that range is 140 to 190, 199 milligram per deciliter. And that is where most of my post-meals fall. So that's how I know when things are off. And that's why I said I am pre-diabetic, because these numbers don't lie. This gives you the whole picture. And for diabetic post-meal, it is 200 or higher. I'm not a doctor, but I've learned a lot by doing the research, by using this app. I've been using it for more than 10 months now. And it's not just about one high number. It's about glucose variability. So that means how often you're spiking, crashing, and how big those swings are throughout the day. Ideally, we want our glucose to be stable, not swinging from 70 to 200 and back. That kind of roller coaster can mess the energy, sleep, the mood, hunger, and long-term metabolic health. And Signos helps me track spikes, understand why they're happening, and helps me make small incremental changes like walking after meal, eating more fiber, adding more protein to my meals. And it's also helping me understand what sits well with me and what doesn't. Like for the longest time, I ate sushi, but I never felt great after sushi. But now I've realized that the dressing in sushi, because I get like very fancy sushi with a lot of fancy dressing on it and sauce on it, that just doesn't sit well with me. My numbers go up to 200 and I'm like, it doesn't even have too much carb. It's like a little bit of rice, high protein. So what is that? I don't feel well. And when I started testing it, I realized, oh, okay, I get it now. So it really helps me. A few of you have asked me, how does my son reacts to me wearing a glucose monitor all the time? I never want Vikram, my son, to think of health as punishment or fear. So when he asks me, what is this thing on my arm? I tell him, this is a superhero sensor. It helps me know if the food I eat is helping me feel strong or making me feel yucky. It's like, is it a villain or is it a hero? And honestly, he gets it. He's 6 years old. He's already learning that food is the fuel and we get to choose how we fuel our bodies. I'm not perfect. I still love my fries. I still have cheat meals, but I certainly make better choices now, not because of guilt, but because of the information I have. So if you've got a family history of diabetes, or if you've ever felt hot off or after eating, or if you're just trying to get better, if you just don't understand why you're not losing weight, or you've tried everything, but you just don't know what's happening inside your body, I would recommend considering getting a glucose continuous monitor, CGM. You don't have to get it forever. Like you can get it for like 3 months, 6 months, a year, as long as it takes for you to understand your body. I've learned so much and I wish the same for you. So thank you for listening to this solo episode. You can find our episodes everywhere you get your podcast. Check out our website, chocolateandspicetalk.com. Leave us a rating, subscribe. It helps us so much. And if you ever want to know more about CGM or have questions about tracking glucose, which device to choose, why I chose this and not the others, because I did my due diligence. So just slide into my DM or send me an email at hello@chocolateandspicetalk.com. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.